It's late at night, I'm alone in my room, I'm wearing a tiara, and I'm ranting to the internet about Disney and Broadway. Seems about right. Hey friends, what's up? It's me, Katherine, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I've got Disney on the brain. Long story short, I've lived in California almost my entire life, and I've never had like a Disney annual pass, and I think I'm finally gonna get one like next week. Don't tell my mom, but I'm surprising her with one too for her birthday. Disney has always been like our thing. So I think now is the time that we're finally gonna get passes. So I've just been like all filled with like Disney magic and giddiness, and that's just what my brain is. I mean, honestly, I feel like my brain is like that 24/7, but now it's like extra magical in there. Which, by the way, if I do get a Disney pass soon, I'll definitely be vlogging a bunch of Disney trips, so subscribe to my second channel, Party at Cats. Also, while you're at it, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Join our theater cult. No, seriously, join. Seriously, join our cult. Yay, cult. Question of the day. What Disney movie do you want to see on Broadway? Let me know in the comments down below, or let me know which Disney movie you think really shouldn't be on Broadway. So for today's video, we're going to talk about Disney musicals that need to be on Broadway right now, Disney musicals that I really think shouldn't be on Broadway, and then like wild cards, like musicals that will either be brilliant or terrible. Like, there is no in between. Either this is going to sweep the Tony Awards or cause the apocalypse. Quick disclaimer, every movie that I mention in this video is actually one of my favorites. Even though I might mention it as something that I think wouldn't transfer well on stage, doesn't mean that I don't love the movie, because I do. Let's talk about some Disney movies that I think would make incredible musicals. I am still waiting for Mulan, the Broadway musical. Mulan is probably in my top 5, if not top 3 favorite Disney movies of all time, and I think it would be such a good musical. Of course, I know that Disney licenses a junior version of Mulan. I was in it when I was like 11, but we need a full-fledged production, okay? Give the people what they deserve. The music is fantastic, the story is compelling, it's action-packed, you've got a large ensemble cast, strong female lead. I am here for it. Number 2, Hercules belongs on stage. That story structure, magnifique. We've got the muses as built-in narrators. The music from Hercules might actually be my favorite in any Disney movie ever. The music in Hercules is thrilling. Not only is it stylistically interesting, but it's vocally powerful and excitable. And just like, think about the costume design, think about the set design, think about the monster puppets. We deserve it. Of course, Hercules the musical has been rumored for ages now, but I caught up with Susan Egan over the summer. She's the voice of Meg in the movie, and she originated Belle on Broadway, and she's an amazing musical theater performer. I hung out with her over the summer, and we actually did a video together on my channel if you want to watch that. She had asked her good friend Alan, when you're casually friends with Alan Menken living the dream, she asked him if Hercules the musical was happening, and he said that he's writing music for the stage adaptation and that it's totally happening. So thank you. I've been asking for this for years. Also, speaking of things that I've been asking for years, can we talk about the fact that they just announced that Ansel Elgort is going to be playing Tony in the remake of West Side Story? Can we talk about how excited I am for that? Can we talk about how perfect he is? And can we talk about how I called it like 2 years ago? If you guys didn't know, Ansel Elgort is like a hardcore musical theater kid, and he's a really great musical theater performer, so I'm really excited. Moving on to movie number 3 that we need as a Broadway musical, also something I've talked about on my channel, Hocus Pocus. Jeez, do we need a Hocus Pocus musical. Again, excellent story structure, ensemble cast, lots of different plot lines, adventure, comedy, cult following. Hocus Pocus just has the right energy. Big musical energy. I did a full dreamcast of Hocus Pocus the musical on my channel like, oh my gosh, a year ago now, because I definitely did it for last Halloween. So I'll link that down below if you haven't seen that. Moving along to some Disney movies that I think should stay movies, and that's my nice way of saying that I don't think they should be musicals. Now keep in mind that the 3 movies I'm about to name are actually 3 of my favorite Disney movies, so no shade against the movie, I'm just nervous in how they would transfer. Toy Story. Funny enough, I know that Disney tried to make Toy Story the musical happen. So if you guys didn't know this, there are a few ways that Disney kind of tests out potential future musicals. They do that through their junior and kids licensing, cruise ship performances, and theme park performances. Back in the day, there was a Toy Story musical performed on cruise ships. In fact, I think there's like a whole Wikipedia page. Here are my problems with Toy Story the musical. As Woody says, "You are a toy!" Like, how would you do that perspective shift if you have half the cast as toys and then some of the cast members are humans? There are also a lot of weird location changes that don't happen because people are walking. They get like picked up or put in a box or put in a car. Sid's backyard, the whole moving truck fiasco. Like, it's just kind of a mess. Again, I love Toy Story, maybe one of the most brilliant series ever written because it's brilliant film structure. In that same vein, something else we really don't need a stage musical of, as much as it pains me, Enchanted. I love Enchanted so much. Like, I kind of want to go watch Enchanted right now, even though it's like 11 o'clock at night. Enchanted, again, just structurally is so difficult. How would you change worlds? How would you show what's animated and what's not? Like, would the first 15 minutes of the musical just be like a movie? I feel like this one's going to kind of upset people because it upsets me too. You know how everyone just kind of has like a princess they relate to? Or a movie that they really love? That princess in that movie for me is Tangled. Like, I just connect with Rapunzel on like a spiritual level. Like, that's who I am inside, and I so don't want it on Broadway. And it's not even like they're gonna mess it up. Like, they'll be fine if they do it, which they probably are because they've been testing it out on cruise ships. I have a bunch of problems with it because of the structure. It's a small cast. For most of the movie, you're really following only Flynn and Rapunzel. Pascal can't talk, Max can't talk. Mother Gothel is off doing her own thing with like the Stabbingtons. The hair is just a logistical problem. Showing the perspective and the contrasting nature of the tower versus the outside world. Like, you can make the outside world seem super grand on screen because you can animate all of that, but the difference between like being on stage and then it opening up and being like, it's still the same space. Can't you feel how big it is? I think the story of Tangled just works better as a movie than a musical. I'm torn because in theory, like, yes, please, let's get a Tangled musical. But the more I think about it, the more concerns I have. I mean, obviously they'll figure it out up to, you know, smarter people than me, but I don't know, like, please convince me otherwise. Let's talk about some wild cards, okay? Here are some Disney movies that will either be the most incredible musicals or they will go down in history as the biggest WTF. But Nightmare Before Christmas. It's either going to be phenomenal or just like the weirdest fever dream of all time. I haven't seen Nightmare Before Christmas in a very long time because, fun fact, claymation just kind of inherently creeps me out. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, I think, has the potential to work very well as a musical. A musical I think would be incredible on Broadway is my personal problematic fave, Pocahontas. We would need significant changes and fixes because obviously Pocahontas is not the best when it comes to accurate representation. Like, it is a mess. But if we updated it for a modern audience, think about how beautiful it would be. Picture just around the river bend, okay? The entire stage is like an LED screen and you can like see the river moving and she's paddling down it, and like we have fog going into the orchestra pit. Fight me on this, but John Smith and Pocahontas have the best sexual tension out of every single Disney couple. I said it, it's weird, you're welcome.
Sexual tension.
Also, how cool would it be to have a young Native American leading lady on Broadway who doesn't compromise herself or her core beliefs for a guy? She stands true to herself in her leadership position. That's why I've always loved Pocahontas, and I think that'd be really interesting and cool to see on Broadway. Oh, and here's like a weird thing that I'm pretty sure started maybe as a nightmare. Have we ever like considered Pirates of the Caribbean as a musical? Do you guys say Caribbean or Caribbean? Do you know the two pirates who are like always in the dinghy, who are like, oh, where did everybody go? They're gonna steal the show. I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean is a musical waiting to happen. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on everything I just said, or what movies you want to see on Broadway, what you don't want to see on Broadway, what's your favorite Disney movie? Let's get geeky, people. If you like this video or if you want more Broadway geek out sessions, give this video a big thumbs up. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so much. Break a leg, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Goodbye.